Seniors, what if the fatigue you feel every afternoon, the bloating after simple meals, the stubborn weight around your midsection, isn't just getting older? What if your liver, the organ responsible for filtering over 200 liters of blood every single day, is simply overwhelmed? Right now, your liver may be overloaded, not with some mysterious poison, but with excess fat, inflammatory byproducts, and metabolic waste that build up over time. And after 60, research shows liver efficiency naturally begins to decline. Bile flow slows down. Fat clearance becomes less efficient. Toxins that should be processed smoothly begin to linger longer than they should. Have you noticed that you don't tolerate heavy meals like you used to? That your energy crashes earlier? That your waistline seems harder to control no matter what you try? Here's the surprising truth. In most cases, your liver is not failing. It's congested, sluggish, overworked. And when bile, the fluid responsible for carrying waste out of your body, doesn't flow properly, your entire system feels it. Digestion slows. Fat metabolism drops. Inflammation quietly rises. So the real question is, are you supporting your liver the right way, or just following trendy detox advice that doesn't actually work? In this video, you will discover 8 liver-supporting drinks from least powerful to most powerful, based on research, mechanism of action, and practicality. Number 1 may surprise you. By the end, you'll understand why most juice cleanses fail, why bile flow matters more than detox buzzwords, and how to support your liver the smart way. Before we get into it, can you do us a quick favor? Like this video and subscribe to join our healthy community. Also, let me know, what topic do you want me to cover next? I'll take the time to read every single one. Alright, let's get started. As we age, subtle changes begin to occur inside the liver that most people never feel, until symptoms slowly appear. After 60, bile production and bile flow tend to decline. Bile is not just a digestive fluid. It is your body's transport system for fat and fat-soluble waste. Think of it as a built-in waste management vehicle. It binds to cholesterol, excess hormones, metabolic byproducts, and toxins processed by the liver, and escorts them safely out of the body through the digestive tract. When bile flow becomes sluggish, several things happen quietly. First, fat begins accumulating inside liver cells because it is not being efficiently packaged and exported. Over time, this can contribute to fatty liver changes. Second, waste that should leave the body may partially recirculate instead of being eliminated efficiently. Third, inflammatory signaling increases because stagnant metabolic byproducts irritate tissues. And finally, energy production drops. Your liver plays a major role in stabilizing blood sugar and converting nutrients into usable fuel. When it's overworked, you feel it as fatigue, mental fog, and that heavy sensation after meals. This is why supporting bile production and improving fat export matters far more than trendy detox language. The goal is not to shock your system or starve it. The goal is to gently stimulate natural liver mechanisms, improving flow, improving clearance, and improving metabolic efficiency. Now let's rank the drinks. Drink number 8, green tea. Green tea earns a place on this list because of its protective effects on liver cells, especially for adults over 60. The key compound in green tea is EGCG, epigallocatechin gallati, a potent catechin antioxidant that helps reduce oxidative stress inside liver tissue. Oxidative stress is one of the major drivers of liver cell damage, particularly in cases of fatty liver, insulin resistance, and age-related metabolic slowdown. As we age, the liver becomes more vulnerable to inflammation and free radical damage. This is where green tea shines. It does not flush toxins dramatically. Instead, it acts more like a shield, helping stabilize liver cells and reduce inflammatory signaling. A 2017 meta-analysis published in the International Journal of Clinical and Experimental Medicine examined multiple randomized controlled trials and found that green tea consumption was associated with modest reductions in ALT and AST liver enzymes, 2 common markers of liver stress. Another clinical study in 2013 in the Journal of Hepatology showed that high catechin green tea extract reduced liver fat content, and improved certain metabolic markers in individuals with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease over a 12-week period. That sounds impressive, and it is helpful. However, here's the important distinction. Green tea primarily protects liver cells from damage. It does not strongly stimulate bile production or bile flow, and remember, bile flow is one of the key mechanisms required for exporting fat and processed waste out of the liver. Without improved bile movement, fat clearance remains limited. So while green tea can help reduce oxidative stress and may slightly improve liver enzyme markers over time, it does not actively enhance the mechanical waste removal process in a powerful way. For seniors, drinking 1 to 2 cups daily can be a smart supportive habit, especially in place of sugary beverages. But on its own, it is unlikely to dramatically reverse liver congestion or significantly accelerate fat export. Helpful for protection, but not transformative alone. Drink number 7. Warm lemon and ginger water. Warm lemon and ginger water is one of the most popular detox drinks, and for good reason. It feels cleansing. It stimulates digestion. It's easy to prepare. And for seniors, it can be a gentle way to wake up the digestive system in the morning. Let's break down what it actually does. Lemon contains vitamin C and plant compounds like flavonoids, which have mild antioxidant properties. Ginger contains bioactive compounds such as gingerols and shogaols, known to support gastric emptying and improve gut motility. In simple terms, this combination can help food move through the digestive tract more efficiently. That alone can reduce bloating, heaviness after meals, and that sluggish feeling many people experience after 60. There is some research supporting ginger's metabolic benefits. A 2016 randomized controlled trial published in the journal Phytotherapy Research found that ginger supplementation improved certain inflammatory markers and modestly improved liver enzyme levels in individuals with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease over 12 weeks. However, the improvements were moderate and did not demonstrate dramatic reductions in liver fat itself. As for lemon, while vitamin C supports general antioxidant status, there is limited clinical evidence showing that lemon water directly reduces liver fat or significantly increases bile production. Most of the claims you hear online are exaggerated or based on animal studies rather than strong human trials. Now here's the key point. Warm lemon and ginger water supports digestion, not deep liver fat export. It may mildly stimulate digestive secretions, and it may encourage hydration first thing in the morning, which is important for metabolic function. And improved gut motility can indirectly reduce the burden on the liver by preventing waste stagnation in the intestines. But when it comes to actively stimulating bile flow, the garbage truck that carries fat and fat-soluble waste out of the liver, the effect is limited. For seniors, this drink is safe, affordable, and beneficial for digestive comfort. It can be a great morning ritual. Just understand its role. Supportive, not transformative. Good for digestion and gentle support, but not a strong bile activator or major liver fat reducer on its own. So, let's move to the next one. Drink number 6, black coffee. Black coffee may surprise you on a liver support list, but scientifically, it deserves attention. Unlike trendy detox drinks, the coffee has been studied extensively in large population analyses, and the findings are remarkably consistent. Regular coffee consumption is associated with a lower risk of chronic liver disease. Coffee contains hundreds of bioactive compounds, including chlorogenic acid, cafestol, caweol, and various polyphenols. Chlorogenic acid, in particular, has been shown to reduce oxidative stress and inflammatory signaling inside liver tissue. These compounds appear to slow the progression of fibrosis, the scarring process that can eventually lead to cirrhosis. A major 2016 meta-analysis published in Alimentary Pharmacology and Therapeutics reviewed data from multiple cohort studies and found that coffee consumption was associated with a significantly reduced risk of liver fibrosis and cirrhosis. Additionally, a 2015 study in the Journal of Hepatology reported that individuals who consumed coffee regularly had lower levels of liver stiffness and reduced progression of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. That's powerful. Researchers believe coffee may enhance liver enzyme activity involved in detoxification pathways and reduce fat accumulation by improving insulin sensitivity. Some data also suggest it may help lower ALT and AST levels, common markers of liver stress. However, there are important considerations, especially for seniors. First, caffeine stimulates the nervous system. While moderate intake can improve alertness and even metabolic rate slightly, excessive caffeine can elevate cortisol levels, increase heart rate, and disrupt sleep patterns. And sleep is critical for metabolic repair, hormone balance, and liver regeneration. Second, the coffee has mild diuretic properties. In large amounts, especially without adequate water intake, it may contribute to dehydration, which can thicken bile and potentially counteract the goal of smooth waste elimination. For most adults over 60, 1 to 2 cups of black coffee daily appears to provide liver protective benefits without significant downsides. Adding sugar or heavy cream, however, reduces its metabolic advantages. So where does coffee stand? It has strong protective data. It reduces inflammation. It lowers long-term disease risk. But it does not directly stimulate bile flow in a dramatic way, and excessive intake comes with trade-offs. Effective, yes, but best used moderately and strategically. Drink number 5. Unsweetened cranberry juice, properly diluted. Cranberry juice is often associated with urinary tract health, but its benefits may extend beyond the bladder. When used correctly, unsweetened cranberry juice contains bioactive compounds that may support liver health, particularly in the context of fat metabolism and inflammation. The key compounds in cranberries are proanthocyanidins, powerful polyphenols with antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. These compounds help reduce oxidative stress inside cells, including hepatocytes, the primary cells of the liver. Oxidative stress plays a central role in the progression of fatty liver disease, especially after 50, when metabolic efficiency naturally slows. A 2015 study published in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry demonstrated that cranberry extract reduced liver fat accumulation and improved lipid metabolism markers in animal models of diet-induced fatty liver. Additionally, a 2016 human clinical study in nutrients showed that cranberry supplementation improved certain metabolic parameters and reduced inflammatory markers in individuals with metabolic syndrome, a major risk factor for fatty liver disease. While human trials directly measuring liver fat reduction are still limited, the mechanisms are promising. Proanthocyanidins appear to influence lipid metabolism pathways, helping reduce triglyceride accumulation in liver cells and improving antioxidant defenses. But here is the critical warning. Most cranberry juice sold in stores is loaded with added sugar, and excessive fructose intake is one of the fastest ways to worsen fatty liver. Fructose is metabolized primarily in the liver. When consumed in high amounts, it increases de novo lipogenesis, the process of converting sugar into fat inside liver cells. This directly contributes to fatty liver progression. That is why only 100% unsweetened cranberry juice should be used. And even then, it must be diluted. A practical approach is mixing 2 to 4 tablespoons of pure unsweetened cranberry juice into a large glass of water. This reduces acidity, improves tolerability, and avoids excessive sugar load. When used properly, cranberry juice may support antioxidant defenses, reduce inflammation, and help modulate fat accumulation. However, it does not strongly stimulate bile production on its own. Effective if done correctly, harmful if done incorrectly. Strategic and beneficial when unsweetened and diluted, but not a standalone solution. Drink number 4. Apple cider vinegar plus turmeric. This combination moves us from protective drinks into drinks that actively influence liver mechanics. Apple cider vinegar, ACV, contains acetic acid, which has been shown to improve insulin sensitivity and support digestive secretions. When consumed in small amounts before meals, acetic acid may stimulate gastric acid production and indirectly encourage bile release. While ACV itself is not a magic detoxifier, better bile flow means improved fat emulsification and more efficient export of fat-soluble waste. Insulin resistance is one of the biggest drivers of fatty liver after 50. when insulin levels remain elevated, but the liver converts excess glucose into fat. A 2009 study published in Diabetes Care showed that vinegar consumption improved insulin sensitivity in insulin-resistant individuals. While this study was not liver-specific, improving insulin function reduces one of the primary triggers of hepatic fat accumulation. Now let's talk about turmeric. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound extensively studied for its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. Curcumin directly influences pathways involved in fat metabolism and inflammatory signaling inside liver cells. A 2016 randomized, double-blind, clinical trial published in Drug Research found that curcumin supplementation significantly reduced liver fat content and improved ALT and AST levels in patients with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease over an 8-week period. That is clinically meaningful. Curcumin appears to reduce inflammatory cytokines, improve lipid metabolism, and decrease oxidative stress, all of which are central in fatty liver progression. However, curcumin has one major limitation: poor absorption. This is where black pepper becomes critical. Black pepper contains piperine, which has been shown to increase curcumin bioavailability by up to 2,000%, according to a landmark 1998 study published in Planta Medica. Without piperine, much of the curcumin passes through the digestive system unabsorbed. A practical preparation includes 1 tablespoon raw, unfiltered apple cider, vinegar, ½ teaspoon turmeric powder, a pinch of black pepper mixed in warm water. For seniors, this combination is affordable, widely available, and supported by both mechanistic science and human trials. It supports insulin control, reduces inflammation, and may help stimulate bile dynamics. Powerful when used properly, but consistency matters. Drink number 3. Dandelion root tea. Dandelion root tea has been used for centuries in traditional European and Asian herbal medicine as a natural liver and digestive tonic. Unlike many trendy detox drinks, its historical use specifically centers around bile stimulation, which makes it particularly relevant when we talk about supporting liver function after 50. The liver produces bile, but bile must flow properly into the digestive tract to carry waste out of the body. Dandelion root is classified as a choleretic and mild cholagogue, meaning it may help stimulate bile production and promote bile movement. Animal research supports this traditional use. A 2010 study published in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences found that dandelion extract improved antioxidant activity and supported liver tissue protection in experimental models of liver stress. Additionally, earlier pharmacological research has shown that dandelion root compounds can increase bile secretion in animal studies, suggesting a physiological basis for its traditional role in digestive stimulation. The root contains bitter compounds such as taraxacin and inulin, a prebiotic fiber. Bitter compounds stimulate taste receptors that activate digestive reflexes, increasing saliva, gastric acid, and bile output. This is important because bile is necessary not only for fat digestion but also for the elimination of cholesterol, excess hormones, and fat-soluble toxins. However, while here is a critical point many people overlook, stimulating bile is only half the equation. If bowel movements are sluggish or constipation is present, bile, along with the waste it carries, may sit too long in the intestines. When that happens, certain compounds can be reabsorbed into circulation instead of eliminated. That defeats the purpose. This is why hydration and fiber are essential partners to dandelion root tea. Adequate water intake keeps stool soft and moving. Dietary fiber binds to bile in the intestines and helps escort it out efficiently. For seniors, 1 cup of dandelion root tea once or twice daily can gently encourage bile dynamics without being overly aggressive. It may improve post-meal heaviness, support fat digestion, and enhance elimination when paired with proper hydration and fiber intake. Our strong bile support, but effectiveness depends on elimination working properly. Drink number 2. Bone broth with turmeric and black pepper. Now we move into deeper metabolic support, not just stimulating bile, but strengthening the liver's internal detox machinery. Bone broth is rich in glycine, an amino acid that plays a central role in what's known as phase 2 detoxification. The liver processes waste in two main stages. Phase 1 breaks toxins down into intermediate compounds. Phase 2 then binds those compounds to molecules like glycine, glutathione, or sulfate, making them water-soluble so they can be safely eliminated through bile or urine. Without adequate Phase 2 activity, partially processed toxins can accumulate and increase oxidative stress. Glycine is particularly important in conjugation pathways. It helps neutralize excess metabolic byproducts, supports glutathione production, one of the body's most powerful antioxidants, and contributes to collagen formation and tissue repair, all essential as we age. A 2018 study published in Nutrients highlighted glycine's protective role in liver injury models, showing that glycine supplementation reduced inflammation and oxidative stress markers in hepatic tissue. Earlier research in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2002, also emphasized glycine's role in supporting glutathione synthesis, which is crucial for detoxification and cellular protection. Bone broth naturally provides glycine along with proline and other amino acids that support gut lining integrity. This matters because a compromised intestinal barrier increases the liver's toxic load. By strengthening the gut, you indirectly reduce liver burden. Now, when you add turmeric and black pepper, you elevate this drink further. Curcumin from turmeric helps reduce inflammatory signaling inside liver cells and may reduce fat accumulation, as shown in clinical trials. Black pepper's piperine enhances curcumin absorption dramatically, improving its systemic effects. This combination does three important things. Supports Phase 2 detox pathways, reduces inflammatory stress, strengthens gut-liver interaction. For seniors, this is especially valuable. Aging often reduces protein intake, and inadequate amino acids can impair detox efficiency. A warm cup of properly prepared bone broth, ideally homemade or high-quality, low-sodium, once daily can be deeply nourishing. Highly supportive. Nutrient-dense. Mechanistically powerful. I drink number 1, egg yolk in warm bone broth. If there is one nutrient that truly changes the conversation about liver detox, it's not a trendy herb or exotic juice. It's choline. Choline is absolutely essential for fat export from the liver. Without adequate choline, the liver cannot efficiently package triglycerides into very low-density lipoproteins, VLDL. These VLDL particles act like transport vehicles, carrying fat out of the liver and into circulation where it can be used for energy or stored appropriately in fat tissue instead of accumulating inside liver cells. When choline intake is low, fat becomes trapped. Over time, this can contribute to fatty liver development. A landmark 2010 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition demonstrated that healthy adults placed on a low choline diet rapidly developed signs of liver dysfunction and fat accumulation. When choline was reintroduced, liver function markers improved. Additionally, research published in 2014 in Hepatology linked low dietary choline intake with increased risk of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease in large population analyses. Egg yolks are one of the richest natural sources of bioavailable choline. Now combine that with warm bone broth, which provides glycine to support Phase 2 detoxification, and add turmeric with black pepper to reduce inflammation and enhance antioxidant activity. This combination delivers glycine, supports detox conjugation pathways. Choline supports fat export through VLDL formation. Curcumin reduces inflammatory signaling. Piperine improves curcumin absorption. And here's why temperature matters. The broth should be warm, not boiling. Excessive heat can damage delicate nutrients in egg yolk. Stirring one fresh egg yolk into warm broth creates a nutrient-dense tonic that directly supports fat metabolism and bile dynamics. Who is this drink ideal for? Seniors with fatty liver concerns, sluggish digestion, difficulty metabolizing fats, or those who consume low amounts of eggs and protein often benefit the most. Many people report improved satiety, better digestion after meals, and steadier energy within a few weeks of consistent use. However, there are important considerations. Individuals with egg allergies should avoid this. Those with advanced liver disease, gallbladder obstruction, or lipid metabolism disorders should consult their physician before making significant dietary changes. People on strict low-fat medical diets should also speak with their healthcare provider. Some individuals may notice mild digestive adjustments at first, such as temporary fullness or looser stools, as bile flow improves. These effects are typically mild and resolve as the body adapts. For many, however, the results can be noticeable. Improved digestion, reduced bloating, and gradual improvement in metabolic markers when combined with overall healthy habits. Simple, inexpensive, biochemically sound. How to use this protocol. Here's how to apply this in a practical, sustainable way. The foundation is simple. 1 fresh egg yolk stirred into 1 cup of warm, not boiling, bone broth. Add 1/2 teaspoon turmeric. Add a small pinch of black pepper. Take this mixture about 30 minutes before dinner. Why before dinner? Because this is typically the largest meal of the day. Supporting bile flow and fat metabolism before you eat helps your liver prepare for incoming fats. The choline from the egg yolk assists with packaging and exporting fat. The glycine in bone broth supports detox pathways. Turmeric and black pepper help reduce inflammatory stress and improve absorption. Keep the broth warm, not hot. Excessive heat can damage delicate nutrients in the egg yolk. If you want an optional booster, you can rotate in one of the following earlier in the day: apple cider vinegar plus turmeric in warm water before lunch, or a cup of dandelion root tea in the afternoon. You do not need all of them at once. Layering intelligently is better than overwhelming your system. Most importantly, consistency matters more than intensity. This is not a 3-day cleanse. It's not a crash detox. It's a daily metabolic support habit designed to improve bile flow, fat export, and liver resilience over time. Small actions, repeated daily. That's where real change happens. To wrap things up, liver decline is not simply a consequence of aging. It is often the result of long-term nutritional gaps and metabolic overload. The good news is that the liver is highly adaptable. When you provide the right building blocks and reduce unnecessary strain, it responds. Modern eating patterns have shifted us away from key nutrients that support fat transport, cellular repair, and efficient waste processing. Reintroducing strategic, nutrient-dense support can make a measurable difference over time. Give your body a consistent window to adjust. Observe your digestion, your energy levels, and how you feel after meals. If possible, use objective markers like routine lab work to track progress. Sustainable improvements happen gradually, not overnight. The goal isn't intensity, it's steady support. Thanks for being here and taking the time to learn how to take better care of yourself. And if you want to keep going, we've got more content lined up to help you look and feel your best. Click on one of the videos on screen and we'll see you there.